everybody. You see this amazing artwork on screen? It's drawn by the fantastic, the sensational, the stupendous Erik Burnham. And it's a brand new print that's coming to both of our Kickstarters. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
I'm Jason Inman.
I'm Ashley Victoria Robinson.
But you both know that. We are comic book writers. We're comic book podcasters. We are humans. Right? I think we are
Question
humans.
mark, he said?
Question mark. We might not be humans. The jury's still out that. And we are here because we both have basically projects, comic book projects, live on Kickstarter. Well, not live. Live. Almost live. On Kickstarter right now. They will cross each other like ships in the night, waving at each other like long-lost brothers from different dimensions. And we're here to talk about some tips, some tricks, and some different things that we found out as doing crowdfunding campaigns. Because we've done crowdfunding campaigns on Indiegogo. I've done a Seed and Spark, Kickstarter, all kinds of things like that. And we thought we'd impart those tips as well as ask questions that you all have. And, you know, we have goals. We have goals for live streams because you should have goals for life. You should have goals for your afternoon. You should have goals for your podcast and your Kickstarter. And first off, so, Ashley, we should talk about that your campaign, Aurora and the Eagle, is going live on March 1st.
March 1st. March is my birthday month. Give me a present back in my Kickstarter campaign. Please.
Fair enough.
Also, because March is the same month that we launched the original Aurora and the Eagle Kickstarter campaign for in 2019, when I was paying to become an American citizen. And now I am an American citizen, and so I've added to those original 20 pages, I've added 28 new pages for a 48-page prestige issue of Aurora and the Eagle. If you go to auroraandtheeagle.com, you can get to that sweet landing page. I'm trying to get to 75 people who click notify me on launch, because I would like 100 by the time we launch on March 1st. So if we could get 4 people today, that would be so amazing. And the color art that you see there by Ali Von Ortiz is a hint at something that this campaign is going to help fund, because the OG campaign was all black and white and grayscale comics. Yes.
And also, so we have the goal of getting Ashley 4 more followers. We also have the goal of getting myself 1 more backer. I have 315 backers, 7 days to go, and I want 316. I am desperate for that number. And, you know, of course, that is over at superbestfriendcomic.com. There's a really sweet, look at that cover right there. Everybody loves it. And there's a sensational cover by Dan Jurgens, which is a piece of art right there. So that is the goal for tonight. And if we reach that goal during the time of this live stream, Ashley, what are we going to give the people?
So if we reach those goals, then we are both going to tell our most embarrassing moment on camera, which I have to say, they're pretty silly. They're pretty embarrassing.
I don't know what yours is.
Yeah, you're going to be surprised. So if you would like Jason to know what mine is.
I don't know what it is, everybody. But you can also ask questions in the chat. All kinds of things like that. So first off, Ashley, we got to start off the stream with somebody's out there, they're thinking about running a crowdfunding campaign. What is, like, your one piece of advice that you would give to anybody out there that really is like, I don't know, or what is the most important thing they need to know before they run a crowdfunding campaign?
Well, I would tell them to support Aurora and the Eagle, because I have a reward where I'm a Kickstarter consultant, so I can, like, help shepherd you through a lot of that stuff. That would be my first suggestion.
What would be your advice that wasn't a shameless plug?
I'm not ashamed of it at all. My actual
I said shameless. I said shameless.
My actual advice is to look at other campaigns that do something similar and reach out to people for their assistance, because
I'm also going to have Snoopy direct this show. So
there you go.
Snoopy, be our pilot Snoopy. Oh no, Snoopy! He crash landed.
Because when we were first doing the OG Jupiter Jet Volume 1 campaign, we'd never Kickstarted comics before. we done. Snoopy is DOA.
They always say that the hardest part of flying is landing, so that's Snoopy. So
And he can't land.
he's Aaron Hart. I'm sorry, continue, please.
So when we were doing Jupiter Jet, we reached out to a lot of really great people for their advice, and that's what helped us. And Josh Elder comes to mind at the time. He had like the most successful, the highest funded comic Kickstarter of all time. You'd be surprised at how many people in the community want to help you out and want to support. So I would say Kickstarter is a community, and think of it that way in terms of how you're going to go after people to support your campaign, but also how you're going to build your campaign in the first place.
A lot of it's marketing.
Yeah. What pops to mind for you? First thing you would tell someone?
The first thing I would say is, I would say be very realistic about your goal. Mm-hmm. And whether that is the number of backers or the amount, the biggest mistake that I see so many people doing is they always ask for too much. Mm-hmm. And I would say to anybody, if this is your first crowdfunding campaign, know the audience you have. So if you don't have a podcast and you don't have a YouTube or you don't have a blog, something that like is easy to generate an audience, then you kind of have to be very realistic about what's the number. Like you probably shouldn't go to your crowdfunding campaign and ask for $100,000. Mm-hmm. You might want to consider $2,000.
The reason I was holding two fingers up earlier is a rule that Jason and I learned really early on. Shout out to our Discord crew. If you're not on Patreon, you're missing out with a lot of fun in the Discord.
Go to sleep,
crew.
Ivan.
Or Yvonne, we don't know.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ivan. Very, very kind.
Something that we learned
Go to bed.
is that 2% of your followers will actually click on something, spend money on something, donate, buy.
It's actually 6%.
I thought it was 2%.
No, it's 6%.
So if you have a collaborator, like when Jason and I do Jupiter Jet, we can combine our numbers there. But when you're on your own, you kind of have to look at like less than 10%, and that's your core audience. But no matter how small that number is, those people are valuable. 200 people who you rock, Eric. 200 people who have your back every time, no matter what, is way better than 200,000 people who don't care and aren't interested in supporting you.
There is that book. What is it called? The 1,000 True Followers.
Yep.
That is very real. Like 100 dedicated followers are more powerful than 10,000 wishy-washy followers.
Yeah.
Like it all depends, because the 100 will be there for everything you do, and the 10,000 may or may not, get there.
Like Jason and I have been, hi Discord crew. Jason and I have been
I'm going to wave at everybody that says hello. If you say
just
hello.
Just like on Instagram Live, just like hello.
I'm going to wave.
Jason and I have been, I need one more person to get, two more people, I'm sorry, to get to 75.
Well, we got to get that back. I'll tell you what, so there's I'm going to put a little bit of flavor on this, although I don't know a way to achieve this, Ashley. Maybe I could do it on the iPad. So there was a question that came into. There was a question.
Hello, my fellow countrymen.
No, everybody's doing hello. So we're gonna do the hi Jake. Okay. We're gonna do Solomon. Hello. We're gonna do Cody.
Again?
Hello. Yep. Cody gets a double.
Beautiful, sexy.
And then another professor.
Hello.
Because he has this
Dakari.
person has a Cyclops logo. Which is
I got Jason a Christmas ornament of that Cyclops costume, by the way. But I just wanted to. Can I finish a thought?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jason and I have been like doing this long enough, and we've run enough campaigns now. I think between us, there's something like almost 10 crowdfunding campaigns.
Ashley is one away.
One away.
Well, we got to get the my backer too.
No. We know what that number is for us combined.
Yes.
And something that we're learning doing these campaigns separately in tandem is learning what that number is for us individually as well.
So I don't know. So David Skelton put a thing in here, and this is kind of funny to because again, we're looking for one more backer.
I got 75
Oh,
people
yay!
signed up.
Well done, Ashley. Well done.
Thank you, sweet, beautiful, sexy friends, for clicking that link.
Here, I'll put it in there.
I also want people to click on that because this happens to us every campaign. All of the early bird rewards and all of the really good high tier rewards go on
fast.
Day one. So if you're here watching this, you're a badass and you're in our dedicated group, and I want you to have an opportunity to snap these up.
Oh, I didn't refresh it. Hold on. We got to refresh. 76.
Woo!
Now, I only need one more backer, guys, and we'll tell our most embarrassing on-camera story. I will sweeten the pot here, although I don't know if I'll be able to pull this off because what I meant to go is that I only need one more backer, and we guys will tell our most embarrassing celebrity stories, or not celebrity stories, but our most embarrassing on-camera.
I mean, I can tell that one too. I definitely know what that one is.
But it's funny. David Skelton had a thing in here where he said, have you all seen the Batman or know people who have? I know it's good, and we get Detective Batman. I hope it's good, excuse me, and we get Detective Batman. So I know somebody that saw the Batman today, that went to a screening. So
will you tell me who it is?
I will tell you.
You can tell me after.
I don't know if I can tell you because here's
okay.
Here's the problem, right? We are broadcasting this through my phone right now. So I was going to put some sauce on this and say, if we got to 316, I would call this person live on the live stream, say that they're on a live stream, and be like, would you give us a one-sentence review of the Batman?
Is there a number in my phone?
Can I look?
Yeah, because you can call them on my phone.
But here's the real thing. Like, I know they would answer me. I don't know if they would answer you at this later.
Shady, say their name. Also, Philip Bryan, good friend from Missouri, saying that he is
They would answer you. I think
he was typing to back it now.
I think they would.
You got it, 316.
Oh, God.
I'm going to give that credit to Philip, even though I don't know if it's your credit.
Okay, Ashley, I need you to vamp because I have to figure Okay, so we got here. Thank you guys so much for getting the extra backer here. Let me see.
Sup, Sailor Games?
Let me see if I can call this person on my iPad, if that is even possible. Because I didn't. Again, my phone is right there.
That's totally fine. If people want to ask me some questions while we're vamping, please do. If not, I will tell you that.
Thank you, Philip Bryan. And there we go.
Also, Philip is an actor, and the next time we're in Missouri, we're gonna go see him share his chops. But if you guys don't want to ask me anything, that's cool. I don't know what the delay is. We learned yesterday that the Instagram live delay is like 15 seconds.
The delay for this is about 30 seconds.
Okay, great. That's even more seconds. That is so many seconds. I finished watching today Inventing Anna. That show was really, really wild, and they ended it where we were supposed to feel bad for the lady who was bad, and I thought that was a wild track for that show.
Quick question. I do not want this to derail the entire live stream.
Oh, Kiefer, I should have known.
You get a 20-second answer here, Ashley. You ready?
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's the question.
I caught up today.
Hey, Ashley, how are you doing at Drag Race?
I caught up today. I cried during the Untucked. Cornbread's gone, so I am now cheering for Angeria. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Okay.
Thank you for Drag Race Corner.
All right. Can't wait for rest of your Thank you. All right. I found this person on FaceTime.
Okay.
I'm going to see if they'll FaceTime with me live. But everybody, there is a strong chance
that they won't be.
Well, look, we should be, if they don't want to be on the stream, they also may not be able to say anything about the movie.
Yeah, that's true. They might have signed it in.
But let's see if they pick up, and if they get on FaceTime, I will show them to the FaceTime. Let's go. All right, let's see if they answer. Here we go. I can maybe only do. Should I do audio only? I should do audio.
Yeah, probably out of respect for the fact that it's the nighttime.
Yep. I hit call. Why didn't you call? Oh. You gotta keep vamping, Ashley. This is technically difficult. You gotta vamp for me as co-host here, my love.
Victoria Male is here. Hello, Victoria. How are you?
Cool.
Have been asked, but what are y'all's thoughts on the live-action Spider-Man recreating the animated meme? So I saw that from your Instagram stories today, Victoria. I thought that was so cute and so funny. I have prepared Geek History Lesson memes with the boys on it instead of the animated meme. But let me tell you, you were definitely wrong, and it was absolutely Tobey Maguire wearing the fake butt. Absolutely.
All right, we're going to dial. Let's see what happens here, everybody. Here we go. Let's see if he answers.
Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Can you hear that?
Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
I don't think he's going to answer.
Ring, ring. I don't think he's going to answer. My mom always said if it was more than 3, they
was. Oh. It's still ringing.
You didn't hang up.
It's Mr. Scott Mans. So, Mr. Scott Vance. No to Jason. I did listen to the Dark Knight episode. However, that was before I knew you were the same guy in Heroes. Connected now. Okay. Yeah, because I was on John Roca's show, and we were talking about Cinephiles, and I was like, I've been on Cinephiles. So
I was telling someone.
Yes, and Toby's ass was not amazing. That is Andrew's ass. His is amazing. And then Tom's ass has No Way Home.
No Way to his home that he now owns with Zendaya.
So
I was telling somebody at rehearsal that you are Jason from Red and Link fame, and that earned me a lot of cool points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool. I was like, that's his hand.
Ronan, hi.
Hello.
Okay, so since our celebrity guests did not answer the phone, I'm sorry, everybody. We can't find out what the Batman's like, but how about, Ashley, will you start us off, because the people got us there, and they got you to 76 followers right now.
Yes.
Which is really great,
Thank
which is
you.
awesome. 77 actually followers.
Thank you, magic number 27.
It's really good at auroraandtheeagle.com. Kickstarter is hitting March 1st. By the way, we should mention before we tell the celebrity stories here that, fun fact, guys, if we showed that little print at the very beginning.
Oh yeah.
I gotta. This takes a lot of technical details, guys.
Yeah, this is why for the.
It's hard to talk and be able to do this at the same time.
This is why for the charity drive we have an engineer.
If you back, I will just say, like, everybody, the people that follow and all the people there, this is, again, another Kickstarter tip about cross-promotion here, is that what we're doing is that my campaign is going to be live for the first 3 days of Ashley's campaign. So, if you support Super Best Friend, which is going until March 3rd, and then you also support Aurora and the Eagle,
which launches March 1st.
Only those people that support both projects get this super special crossover print that we think is cute as hell, that is up on the screen right there, that is of Aurora and right there and Captain Terrific, and then the super best friend Maddie is giving them a race. They have a real race flag. This is drawn by Erik Burnham, who draws the downside and stuff like that. So the only people that get those prints are the people that back both. So that's why we're doing this. It's a little bit of extra promotion, and we thank you guys so much, because I assume most of you guys watching the stream here are probably going to get that print. So, say less. Boss.
I recently learned what say less meant, because somebody commented on my Instagram, and I was like, what does that mean? It means, like, I understand, like, I get it, I'm there, it's a good thing.
And Ramon Fernandez Arezgotia,
enemy of Dr. Strange.
Yes, the Dark Wizard himself is here, which is a long-running Geek History lesson, our podcast character. So we should talk the story here before we, guys, and feel free, while we're telling our most embarrassing story on camera, because you helped us get over the goal, please feel free to throw some questions in the comments, and then we'll have plenty of questions to answer. And they can be about anything. They can be about Kickstarter campaign. They can be about comic books. They can be about Tobey Maguire's butt, I guess. So there you go. So Ashley, do you mind going first?
I'll go first.
Okay, going first. What's your most embarrassing on-camera moment?
So I don't actually have a lot of shame. So this took a lot of
Do we need to make it right now?
I mean, so the first thing that came to mind was like 3 weeks ago when Norm and I were recording Star Trek Prodigy. I burped when I was doing the outro, and they left it in, which like is not, it's not a big deal. But I was like, ugh, I look like an idiot.
All right,
this. I also fully have it on camera the time I interviewed Ben Affleck, and I asked him if he thought he looked like you.
Oh yeah.
I have the footage of that.
We waved to everybody that says hello.
Which was a little bit embarrassing because I knew it was going to be self-serving, but I also knew that he wouldn't remember. Or if he did, it would just be like a funny story. So those are like the two things that came to mind when we had discussing this. But most of the time, if I'm going to be on camera, I just make my peace with whatever happens is going to live somewhere forever. You know? What about you?
Mine, I told you this right before we recorded too. Mine is when we were doing the first comic drive for service members. I had convinced, at the time, DC publisher Dan DiDio to help me kick off the video. And Dan had like a 30-minute window. So we decided to record my intro before we got Dan on the camera. And I was so nervous about making sure, because it was the first time ever, about making the charity drive smooth and not trite and not, boring, that I basically boned 26 takes. And I ate up 20 minutes before we ever got to Dan. And Dan was so lovely and so nice that he nailed it in 10 minutes. We were just fine, and it's a great video. You can still find it, actually.
Oh, yeah. If you Google the Jowen charity, it's one of the first videos that
yeah,
comes
it's the picture
up
of
to
Dan.
this day.
Well, because the thing about, I will say this about Dan is, Dan was the first person in the building that as soon as I was like, hey, I think about doing this charity drive, Dan was very much like, I'm there, I'm going to do it, I'm going to help you. That was a Dan DiDio impression. And mad respect to Mr. D.
We
Dio.
have nothing but positive things to say about Dan.
He jumped in first thing, but I felt like an ass blowing all those takes right. He was literally watching me the entire time.
I think he knows he's an imposing guy.
Well, it wasn't him. Again, it was more the fact that I was like,
yeah.
oh, I just really want. This is very important, and I just want to know and stuff like that. So there you go.
The one time I was on DCL Access doing the end card, I blew the first take as well. So there's just something catching in the air.
It happens sometimes.
It does.
There were every once in a while there was a name. There was always a name of a comic creator or a thing that I would just completely screw up. Sometimes in scripts, writers like to be really flowery and put a lot of the same letters or vowel sounds together, and that can be really hard when you're the one reciting it sometimes. There's a lot of good questions over here in the chat, though. All right, let's go through them here. Let's see here. I think David asked one earlier. I'm going to go back for it.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Also, Keyframe here for the Willow Pill Love. My hands up.
All right, David Skelton, coming over from the Discord. He's talking about our Patreon Discord at patreon.com/Jawman. There's a link in the description. Why do you think we have so many Superman shows, but not many movies, but a lot of Batman movies, and not many TV shows? I know the answer to that.
Because Warner Brothers thinks that movies make more money, and so they put their top character in the movies. That's what I think.
They think Batman's cooler, that's why. And they think Superman's lame. I think that's 100% the reason. I think they think, because
they don't think Superman can carry a movie the way Batman
or
can.
they're more worried about the risk of a Superman movie, because we have had Superman movies, Superman Returns and Man of Steel. Man of Steel was a box office smash, even though but because Man of Steel was the movie that started the whole conversation of, but if it didn't make $1 billion, is it a success? Yeah,
because it's post Avengers.
And you're like, well, if it doubles the budget, it's a success. It doesn't matter what the number
you're
amount.
not losing anything.
Yeah. But Man of Steel was the one, because I think Man of Steel only made like 400 or 500 million, and I don't know, and I don't care, because I don't care what $1 billion companies make on movies, unless they're my movies. But Batman is an easier sell, whereas Superman, it's easier to dump your less riskier characters to television.
On an audience that extends beyond just people here watching this video, we're the marks, right? Mm-hmm. They're trying to hit people like my mom, who I don't know if she's ever seen a Superman movie.
They know we're going to buy that ticket no matter what. They're trying to get moms and aunts and grandmas.
But I have to say, the Supergirl movie, I'm very excited for.
I hope we see it.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up this one. Colin Kennedy said, was literally just listening to GHL. Hope you guys are well. We are. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Answer this. Pull up this one from Philip, just because he says, I want advice on the best mic to start with when I podcast eventually. Please start a podcast. Please share it with us. This is a Blue Yeti. This is our OG Geek History Lesson microphone. They're not wild expensive. They're really easy to find.
They're about $120, and you can find them on Amazon or Best Buy. Best Buy sells them now. They're a great mic.
They're better than the average mic.
I bought these mics for our first podcast because I recorded a shoot with them outside in the middle of a cow pasture on a windy day, and then I took that audio, put it in I threw a couple audio filters on it, and you could not tell that we were recording outside at all. That's how good this mic was, because this mic has a setting to where it's it'll block out everything but in one direction. Mm-hmm. So as long as your person is right here
and not moving,
sounds great.
Yeah.
So, and this is a very inexpensive and and there's a USB only version, but there's also an XLR version. I highly recommend the XLR version.
So there, I just wanted to.
Yep.
I thought that was a great question.
Why don't you take this question?
Have you ever? Did you ever share your thoughts about Moon Knight on Disney Plus? Moon Knight hasn't dropped on Disney Plus yet.
Yeah.
We did write a blog on the Geek blog, breaking it down, talking about some Easter eggs that are in there. We are doing a Moon Knight episode of Geek History Lesson finally. But we haven't done anything beyond that.
Yeah. Here's a question from Gareth Trevor. Jason, what are your favorite superhero? And Ashley, same thing. I assume that you were asking who our favorite superheroes are.
Yeah.
Mine's Nightwing.
Robin, Tim Drake, Robin.
Yeah.
Other than Captain Terrific.
Kiefer Folsom, you two just got an invitation to the Hellfire Gala. And Jumbo Carnation wants to make you each an outfit. Don't know who that is. What all would you like to be incorporated into it? Patterns, colors, maple leaves, etc. It's a great question.
I want to be red. I recently wore red to something that Jason and I did for a very specific reason. If I am an X person, I want it to incorporate the X symbology, but it doesn't have to be like a big X over the chest. And I want bare shoulders. What about you, Jason?
I want gray and blue. And give me a beret.
A beret?
Yeah, I used to wear a beret in the Army.
I've never seen you wear a beret. Ever.
Efren Guzman says, thoughts on Tyler Hecklin and his version of Superman. He's great. He's gotten much better. When he first showed up on Supergirl, I thought he was a much better Clark than he was a Superman. But I'll tell you, over the course of the first season, he's good in both. He is a great Superman. I was just watching that show earlier today. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, I always thought he was I still think he's a stronger Clark Kent. But I can't believe that show is as good as it is. And shout out to everyone involved in it for how great it is.
Yeah, it's a really excellent show. King's Portal says, hi, Jay. Hello. We need a Tiffany and Ashley team up. I'm looking into getting my own spinner rack. Ash, do you have a definite age for Dick Grayson as of now? Do you have
Tiffany
a
Smith or Tiffany from Comic Buff? They're both welcome at any time.
I assume Tiffany Smith.
Of them. We definitely, I don't know which way it is. Spinner racks are great.
Reversed.
Yeah, I know. I know that, and I still can't. I still don't know.
No, it's hard. It's hard. Is this your most embarrassing moment on camera?
Absolutely,
now?
right now it is. Right. Depending on what makes the cut from what we filmed last week, maybe that'll be it. This one has like new ball bearings in it, so the base is much less wobbly.
This actually was a
classic.
This was a
rack.
Kickstarter project.
Yeah.
Very recently. So,
but if you Google like the Hey Kids comics rack, you can still get these. That was just sort of.
I think you have to buy them directly from Diamond now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think they sell them through Diamond. Yeah.
My preferred age for Dick Grayson now is like 32 to 34, even though I know in the comics he's portrayed as being a lot younger, but. Like we talked about on our Batman timeline episode from years and years and years ago, like my Batman is like 47 years old, so Dick has to be in his 30s in order for Tim to be in his late teens.
Yeah, I think Dick is 31. Yeah. I don't want him in his 20s anymore.
I agree. Yeah. So I just pretend that that's what he is, no matter what he looks like on panel.
Call me Top Gun 45.
Hi
there. I'm still in high school, and I'd like to become a graphic novel author. So far, my short stories have gotten positive feedback from my audience. What would be your best tip for young authors? Ashley?
Keep writing, which is like not a good piece of advice, but it's one everyone's going to give you.
It's important, though.
You're in a really unique position being a young person. There are a lot of things like programs and classes and scholarships and funds that if you are serious about doing this and you do the work and you develop an idea, that you can get a lot of support even not being a legal adult yet. I want to say that if you're already putting your feedback out to an audience, even if that's a blog, even if that's your TikTok, even if that's your Twitter, like whatever, that is the place to start. And that goes back to our conversation at the top of the stream about having a dedicated audience. I would say keep going, reach out to people in different opportunities for mentors, and keep Jason and I in the loop because we'd love to support in any way we can.
I mean, keep writing is the best thing.
Yeah.
Don't be precious about it, and just keep going. There's a statement that's you're only as good as your last project. So keep making projects, no matter, even if you don't think the last one was successful, even if the last one people don't like it, keep making look at Hollywood. Look at directors and writers that the public consciousness flip-flops on all the time.
I mean, look at mainstream comic book writers. I'm not going to say any names out of respect for people that we know, but there's someone that we know who's a big writer at DC, and they had a lot of really good stuff, and then they wrote a story that people didn't like, and then they moved on to the next story, and people liked it, and they are still writing and continuing their career. So also don't let anything stop you.
That's exactly right. Oh, by the way, I want to go back to King Sport Cow. By the way, thank you for that super chat. By the way,
Thank you.
I just wanted to make sure I shout that out. Christopher said, "Hey J and A, found GHL when you invited Greg from the Real Rejects to talk superhero movie fights. That was a great episode.
I know we brought him on for a reason.
Since then, I've been going through a bunch of old episodes. Love your deep dive on characters and hearing from other guests. Well, thank you so much.
Thankfully, we have 400 episodes for you to catch up.
Yeah, you have a lot. I was trying to think about, do we have any guests coming up?
We have a guest coming out next week.
We do?
Yep.
Who is it?
Isaac Goodhart.
Oh, it is Isaac Goodhart.
Like the only other person we've recorded with.
I'm sorry. It's been a long month. Kickstarter. Here's another tip for Kickstarters.
We're ruin your brain.
Your brain is going to be so lost. We recorded with Isaac Goodhart.
Yeah, we recorded with him very early. Yeah, it's a really fun episode. Isaac and I go way back, and he's a good friend. Isaac drew a print for our OG Jupiter Jet campaign. That's like how far back we go with him. So, like Greg, Isaac is someone that we wanted to have on the pod for a long time, and we finally had an opportunity to steal his precious time and make him speak to us.
Sailor Gaines 18, I think, is coming for the Ashley questions here. Thoughts on the show Euphoria?
Look,
Ashley?
we're friends, so he knows what's up. I caught up on Euphoria today. Cassie is a whole mood. I just want the best for her. I just want her to be happy. And I didn't know, like, my high school didn't have the production that Euphoria High has, and I'm very jealous of Lexi starting her. That's actually kind of appropriate.
Euphoria talk, I know.
Yeah. That Lexi has that budget. My first play that I wrote and put on in high school, we had to bring her own clothes, and it was black boxes. I went to an arts high school. She's just going to some random high school. Also, I think Fez is dead, and I'm sad. Thank you for coming to Euphoria Corner. Truly the perfect music for Euphoria, though.
Colin Kennedy asked, what did you guys think of the trailer for the new Lord of the Rings show? I liked it. It looks like Lord of the Rings to me.
I actually did a full trailer reaction over on the Major Spoilers
video. Oh, we're not here to talk about that, Ashley.
So...
We're not! How many times do I have to tell you? It's fine. No, go ahead.
So I mean, you can watch me watch it live and like explode about Harfoot culture over there and how they're not hobbits, but they're like kind of hobbits. I am intrigued by the Rings of Power. There are some characters that we didn't see, which I'm interested to see who those actors are playing. But more Elrond is always good in my opinion. I love Elrond.
Call me Top Gun 45 says already Daredevil versus Nightwing.
Battle of the Booties.
In the fight, Daredevil wins. In lovemaking, Nightwing wins.
You think Matt Murdock can defeat Dick Grayson?
He has superpowers. He wins.
I don't know.
The radar sense puts him above Nightwing.
I don't know.
I even think Daredevil could be Batman.
Well, now people are just gonna
I don't care.
fight you online.
I'm sorry. I don't care how much you outplan somebody.
But Batman can like defeat Superman.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's because here's the quote unquote. Well, if Batman could have the time to. I'm talking about they're just dumped into hole.
Yeah.
And they're dumped in a hole. Daredevil wins every time.
I think Dick puts up a good fight, though.
Of course he does.
I think it's a good fight.
But like I said, in terms of lovemaking, Nightwing wins.
Anyway, if you're like two hot guys who are into stunts, that would be a great thing to put on
But
your
the
reel.
real answer would be is that I don't think either one of them would fight each other because they're both the man bows of each other's universes.
They just sleep
and they
together.
would kiss. They would literally just sleep with each other. Because I'll
watch that.
I'm also throwing this out there too. Both these characters are bi-curious, and if you don't think that,
absolutely,
you haven't read their stories.
Absolutely.
Okay.
At least bi-curious.
Yep. Christopher again, new to comics, done my research. Love Tom King's vision, his DC runs. Snyder's Batman, good. Harleen, impressive, but King's narration in Vision is uniquely captivating. I'd love to hear you both recommend graphic novels from Marvel and DC or even Boom Comics you've noticed have a narration style that's sharp and impassive, similar to the Vision. Thanks. Sheriff of Babylon from DC Comics, which is also written by Tom King.
I would also recommend Omega Men. I think that's, for my money, Tom King's best work so far. It's also just a character. It's Kyle Rayner. It's really great. But for unique points of view and unique voices, you got to go to indie comics for that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Thorn Identity says for crowdfunding, thank you for the super chat. Do you prefer monthly size or full on OGN? Now, this is a great question for crowdfunding because we've done both.
Yes.
Well, I'm only halfway through my series in terms of like single monthly issues, and we've done 3 OGNs before that. So there's pluses and minuses to both. For me, I think I prefer. It's funny, I can't give you an answer about which one I prefer. I'll tell you what one I think Kickstarter prefers.
Monthly.
I think Kickstarter prefers the OGN.
Oh, really? I think they would prefer the single issues because you're returning to the economy quicker.
No. I think because for years, I don't think the single issue motto was really curated and brought to Kickstarter until the last like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Whereas like before that, it was always like the OGN or a bigger size book, and people were going to Kickstarter to basically have the money for extra pages. I think I will tell you from a creator standpoint, the monthly size, the single issue size, is way easier because you only have to produce like 50 pages.
Yeah.
Whereas the OGN, it's you have to do it one or two.
100 pages.
Well, you have to do it one of 2 ways. Either you have to wait a year for the artist to finish the book and then do the Kickstarter,
which is what's happened to us before.
or you do the Kickstarter in the very beginning of the campaign or the production style, and then your backers have to wait the year.
Yeah.
And there are pluses and minuses to both, but like I think Kickstarter prefers OGNs, and I think creators prefer the singles, the monthlies.
I think in terms of when you make indie comics and you're the person who started it and you're the person running the crowdfunding campaign, you're basically the publisher, you're basically the producer of the project. So in terms of like that producer hat, it's way easier to do an OGN because then it's done.
Yes.
It's done and it's in the world. And when you do single issues, you are then returning to previously tread ground and trying to make sure that it's still interesting and engaging and you can get new people and you can bring new people in. And that's something that I have found uniquely challenging with this Aurora campaign I'm about to launch because it is the same but different from my original campaign. So ultimately the answer is what is right for you. And if you have funding or if you're willing to pocket some of the funding beforehand, that can change it versus if you just need the project if you just need the funds to drop the project right away. TLDR.
Very well said. And thank you for that super chat.
Thank you.
I wonder if we know this gentleman. Anyways.
I think we do.
I think we do. I think we do. So hello.
Because I think that is their Twitter handle.
Thank you, Vicious. I'm sorry. I'm going to mispronounce your username.
I'm going to say
Go ahead.
Vicious Soldier.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's what I was like, Ouija?
I'm very white, can you tell? But thank you for the super sticker so much. All right,
Thank you.
Let's go back into here because I guarantee you our Nightwing versus Daredevil conversation has raised some haunches. Let's go through and find some other people. Oh, Movie Finobi, my t-shirts arrived the other day. Very cool. Thank you. You're welcome.
Please send us pictures on the social media.
The early answer was Tiff from Comic Pop. Great. Let's see here. Let me find another question. Basic Nerd says, hello, wonderful people.
Hello.
Do you like the idea of the X-Men being part of the MCU?
No.
Or would you prefer they be in a more self-contained universe? You know, it's funny. I think we've had this conversation more than any other conversation.
Like since we were doing Days of Future Past reviews, which is not a drag on your question at all. No. It's just a it's a question that gets asked a lot.
This is a question that gets asked of us a lot.
No, because even in Marvel Comics, I don't think the X-Men work in a universe with the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. Then the racism allegory or the homophobia allegory doesn't work in the same way. So I'm happy to have Disney, Marvel Studios producing X-Men. I would be more interested in what they would look like if they did not cross over with the Avengers. Personally, also saw a sick fan art the other day of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X like in the chair and looking at the helmet. And I'm telling you, Disney, that's the route to go.
Nice.
Ding!
David Skelton said, when? 8-Bit Victor said, a while ago, a Japanese toy company, Medicom Mayfax, I know them, revealed probably the best Nightwing action figure ever. Have you guys pre-ordered it? If not, do you plan on getting it and when it comes out? Victor, this is
This is the Eternal.
I sigh not at your question. I sigh at myself because this figure looks like Jim Lee's Nightwing.
I've seen it.
It looks amazing. I have a hard time spending $120 on an action figure.
Yeah.
And that's the price of this thing. And then also, you're not going to get it till next year. It is beautiful. It is amazing. But again, it's one of those things where my line for action figures kind of stops at $40. And the only reason I'll give you $40 for an action figure is if it's like oversized and it's big. Like I plunked down for that giant Galactus. But that Galactus is 4 feet tall.
Well, also for $100, you can get like the Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman statues that are ceramic or they're higher molding.
So I debated it, but I said no.
So not right now.
Yeah.
Maybe someday, but not right now.
Call me Top Gun 45. Thank you for the advice. You guys have such a positive community here, and it's wonderful. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Kiefer Folsom, how's intern Brago?
Have you been able to hear him sneezing?
He's in the background. He's in the living room sneezing. Over there. He actually walked in when I was doing John Roca's show the other night, and somebody
on camera.
Yes, and people were like, "You have a nice cat, Jason."
I will tease this. If you are a patron, we're doing these really cool exclusive Geek History Lesson character prints this year. That are drawn by Brian Lopez, who drew a bunch of stuff for Aurora.
Can we show it?
Sure. Yes, because it's gone out to people's homes. Do I know where it is?
Oh, no, I was going to say show the cat print.
Oh, so the next one that's coming out is going to be... So Doctor Strange and Clea went out this month. You might recognize Doctor Strange. So Steve and Clea. And then this is the
Clea
next
looks
one.
like... Yeah, the next one is going to be of intern Brago, if you listen to our podcast, Geek History Lesson on Apple. And it's going to look like this. Ooh. There he goes. And if you look
at the names on the coffee cup.
Jason and Ashley, like intern Brago is bringing it. So like if you're at our secret mail level at patreon.com/Jawin, you will get that print if you're part of the secret mail level. So there you go. Yeah.
We just finalized that one. There's also another very famous Geek History Lesson character who is getting a print as well later this year.
Alexa set the mood. Well done. This one. Efren Guzman says, Geek History Lesson is one of those podcasts that is very informative and a good deep dive on characters. Have you covered any Robert Kirkman comic characters? We have not.
We did a book club on the first volume of Invincible. When Invincible was first announced. Mm-hmm. But it's a little tougher with independent characters because the answer is often just go read their run. Invincible's actually long enough that I think we'll do something when Invincible comes back around. We also know someone who's working on Invincible
We
now,
do know somebody that's working on Invincible.
Which is really
and I'm very happy for him. He's really cool. He's a really cool gentleman.
Could not have had a better pedigree.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if we'll necessarily do like an Adam Eve lesson and an Invincible lesson and an Omni-Man lesson, but I think there are going to be discussions around the Invincible universe. And I'm afraid of Walking Dead, so I will not be doing Walking Dead.
It's hard to do a podcast where like Ashley said, there isn't much, and you kind of just want to be like, there's only one series, so you kind of just want to say, go read it, because you should enjoy it in its natural form over listening to us talk about it on a podcast. But I'm certain we'll do a Robert Kirkman someday. I'm certain we will.
If you see Jason in person, ask him about when you met him at Comic-Con.
Who, Robert Kirkman?
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. He was a nice guy. Jay Pereira said, hello, Jay. How many times have you listened to Giacchino's The Batman theme? There's a beautifully, haunting quality about it. Also, Catwoman's theme harkens back to a noir film. So I have not heard Catwoman's theme. I've heard like this sort of overture they put out a month ago, and it is awesome. It sounds like a 70s like Serpico cop movie. And then that's where the aggressive Batman theme comes. It's very interesting. It's not what I would expect for a Batman theme, but it is something I expect from my boy Giacchino.
I don't listen.
Who I love is my favorite composer.
I don't listen to scores before the movies come out. I only deal with musicals, so I haven't listened to it at all. Mm-hmm. But it's Giacchino, so it's going to be amazing. Like whenever he's on something, I have no doubts, no concerns.
We finally got to the part of the comments where people are having a Batman and Daredevil debate, so let's go through them rapid style. Batman could beat Daredevil. He'd find out the hearing thing and pull out a dog whistle. Smart point. DD takes Batman for sure. You got it.
For sure.
Kiefer says, I'd love to see a Daredevil Gotham crossover. Maybe they can get Jason to write it. They can call me anytime. I'd love to. Dee and Nightwing would just buy a beer and talk about Corey and Black Widow. That's very true. David says, I think Matt Cat's Catholic guilt gets in the way from him being as big as flirt as Dick. That is a fair point. Very fair point.
Brego, you want to be on camera?
Oh yeah, intern Brego has entered the room, everybody.
You gonna sneeze if I pick you up?
Let's see.
Ugh. Right,
There's intern Brego.
Here's the real boy. You're famous. Say hello to the internet.
He's like, can I go down into the chair as quickly as possible?
You can go on the chair.
By the way, he loves it. Speaking of getting back to the main topic at hand, he loves it when we pack Kickstarters because he loves to sniff the hundreds and hundreds of boxes and tape and plastic wrap that cover our living room when we pack
Yeah,
Kickstarters.
there's no way that you will get a Kickstarter campaign for us that does not have cat hair under the tape. So if you're allergic, good luck.
Sorry. Call me Top Gun 45. I'll ask you guys, do you think bigger books, 160 to 200 pages, sell better than single issues or double issues on 48 to 64? I'm going to assume, do we want to keep this to Kickstarter?
Yeah, sure. I think for Kickstarter, I think the trick with Kickstarter is to do a prestige issue, which prestige issues are either oversized in terms of the page that they're printed on, or they're longer than an average publication, so they're longer than the 2022.
I would say like 42 or 40 or more.
Yeah, if you are doing something that's shorter than that, I would recommend doing it as like a digital thing, or maybe partnering and doing it as part of an anthology to just increase your page count. But I think because of the way that Kickstarter operates and the way that people engage with it as a platform, it is important to show value for money. And there is a big difference in a consumer's mind of 50 pages versus 20 pages. And that's me rounding up. But if you were looking to produce a comic that was shorter than that and you didn't have some sort of spin on it, then I would recommend seeking out something like Webtoons maybe.
Yeah.
Because that might be better served for the way that your comic is coming out.
Yeah, if you're newer to the game, I would say stick shorter.
Yeah, but if it's me, if I'm interested in your project, I'll buy it
at any length.
Any doesn't matter. Like if it's a good idea, that's enough. Ultimately.
And I looked this up earlier. Super sticker or super question. Thorn Identity. Jeff Thorne, by the way, great writer.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by, Jeff. Thank you so much, and thank you for that question, buddy. Writing some.
Yeah, we should be so lucky.
I mean, you want to talk about somebody who's got a career to emulate. It is Mr. Jeff Thorne right there. So thanks for stopping by.
Follow Jeff on Twitter for a lot of great insights.
Yeah, his Twitter is his YouTube handle right there, or it's Thorn Identity. It's at Thorn Identity. So. Thanks for stopping by. Let me see more questions
Someone
here.
said he sold you like Jason.
Yeah, that's right. For either or both of you, from Eric Bird, if you have a story idea that you are excited about, how do you decide whether to keep the idea for yourself versus pitching an adaptation to whomever your employer is at the time?
I don't have an employer who can greenlight anything, so that's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. Like I work in a writer's room right now, so, but none of my ideas will work for the show. Mm-hmm. So that's as close as I can get. Like I right now I'm not freelancing for any comic book company right now. So I always say, write it now for yourself. Don't wait. Like a lot of people have asked me with Super Best Friend, they have all said, they've been like, "Hey, why didn't you save this for whenever you write Superman?" And my answer to that always was, "Well, I may never write Superman. I could die tomorrow and never write Superman. And what's more important for me as a writer? It's more important that I tell this story than if it's a Superman story or not." And actually, I think it's been made better because it's not a Superman story, because I can do stuff with it that I know DC would be like, "No."
Yeah, because there's no editorial oversight.
Exactly.
I would also say that make sure. Know this before you launch into a project. Mm-hmm. Be very certain that however you're going to be creating it, whether it's for theater or film or comics or prose or poetry, whatever, that is the absolute best medium that you are creating it for. Just because you love comics doesn't mean all your stories have to be comics. Just because you love film doesn't mean all your projects have to be a script. Mm-hmm. So as long as you're doing that will guide if you're going to bring in collaborators, if you're going to reach out to companies or agencies, things like that. That answers a lot of questions once you're done with like, "Oh, isn't this a cool idea?" Like that sort of endorphin hit that you get.
There's a great question here for you, Ashley, from Jake Hefner.
Hey!
Why don't you take that away?
Is there anything specific about Aurora and the Eagle campaign that you're excited about? I am. So I first had the idea for Aurora and the Eagle in in like 2011, and the thing I knew about it was that it was going to star a Canadian superhero named Aurora, an American superhero named the Eagle, and that about halfway, a little more than halfway through, I always thought around page 50, there would be a reveal, and these 48 pages in this campaign get to this reveal, which changes the character's dynamic, and we're starting to see Aurora step out of her sidekick in training role and really become her own hero. And this is the part of the story that I've been the most excited to tell since its inception. That's why I chose this piece of art to be my header art, because that is the moment where she comes to this realization. And I am very excited to have Aurora level up, because now that I'm an American citizen, I'm a dual Canadian-American citizen, I've leveled up. So there's also weirdly a lot less stress telling the story now, because I've completed like the biography journey that is inspiring. I know it's wild. I never lived in DC, but a lot of like my journey went into this, and now I'm finally getting to bring the story point I'm most excited for to this campaign. And also, like Jason's campaign for Super Best Friend, on Aurora and the Eagle, there is more opportunities to collaborate directly with me than ever before, because...
Like what? Give us a specific example.
Well, there's...
And I mean specific,
There
actually.
are more Skype calls than ever before.
Do you mean, are you going to do Skype, or are you going to go Skype, or are you going to go Zoom? Which one's going to be?
So...
Should be Zoom.
It's going to be Skype, because I hate Zoom. I am reserving...
What is this, 2018,
Look,
Ashley?
ultimately, I'll do whatever. I don't really care that much. There's that. If you backed the original Aurora and the Eagle campaign, I am doing a very hectic Zoom call with everyone from that who comes over to issue to like the second campaign. So that's what I'm saving Zoom for. There is more script reviews from me, and then, like I said, I added this Kickstarter consultant level because from some of our past campaigns, people have created their comics and they're on Kickstarter, and like The Amazing Shakes Vampire Girlfriend, I backed it because I gave the first ever notes on that, and like that's what's most exciting. Other than being able to create my work, that's the stuff that is most exciting to both of us. You have a co-writer level.
Yeah, I do. Hold on a second. I'll put that
like
up
if
there.
if you really want to work with Jason, which I highly recommend, 12 out of 10, great experience.
I'm surprised.
You can get.
I'm surprised. Here, I'll put it up here. This is a reward that I put up that I figured was going to go within seconds. And no, it is still up there, everybody. Here, let me put up. So you have until next week. I have this reward right now that is, I will basically co-write an issue of your comic. Now, I did this because I saw another person on Kickstarter do this, and I thought it was a great idea. And basically what it is that if you get that, if you get that tier, we'll jump on a 2-hour call, 1 2-hour Zoom. I will do Zoom. I won't do Skype. And we'll chat about your idea. Then we'll work on an outline together, and then I will write your first draft. And from there, you can do whatever you want. You can not change a word and publish it. As long as you give me credit, and you can sell it as a movie, and like I will never get another dime. I will only get your original tier, and that is because I want to help somebody. I also would love if somebody's very interested in basically checking out and seeing if what co-writing is actually like.
Yeah.
I love teaching people. I love like educating people and stuff like that. And I would love to be like, well, this is how collaboration has worked for me in the past. Or this is how I've learned from and again, I've worked in a CBS TV writer's room. I'm 3-time Ringo nominated writer. So I hope if you're interested in that. Also, I know I have another fun reward that I have here is one of my favorite rewards is the cameo in the comic. And the reason why I say you can appear in Super Best Friend number 2 like Mr. Skinner here is because this is my best friend Jeremy Skinner right here, who I just put in the book for...
Funsies.
I'm going to say shits and giggles. And so he was an easy example to put in the book. And there's one of those left, and you will be talking to Captain Terrific. I know exactly where this cameo is happening. But we have one left, and those usually go really fast too. So... there's some. I like having fun with Kickstarters, and like you said, the Kickstarter consulting and the reviews and the writer, like this stuff is fun to me, and that's why I want to do it.
Well, I think it's also a real way for everyone who supports it to feel ownership of this, and we can't make these projects without you. So involving you as much as possible is really important to us, which is why we just keep adding more things like this with each campaign.
Call me Top Gun 45. Says, I do this, but I want to write it myself, and I don't have $600. That's fair.
That's absolutely fair.
The only reason why, we're big believers in pay people a living wage, and we're big believers in, pay people what they're worth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of these things where I totally understand. But also, I would be doing myself a disservice if I marked it any cheaper. It would, literally...
But there are script reviews available. Like, there are things that are not $600
there is
available
I do have a $150 script review reward as well. So if you write your script yourself and you want to do that, and Jay Pereira, who I believe we've given notes to, says Ashley and Jason give great notes. Yes, we'll never tell you that your thing is crap because that's
just not true.
That's also not.
Untrue.
It's not true. It's also not helpful. But we'll also we will help you. We want to make your thing better. And we'll every note we give you is just to give you an idea to be like, have you thought about it this way? Or have you thought about this climax? Or just maybe if you shift these two, it's all things to help you. And like I say with all notes, you can throw them out and don't listen to a single thing.
Yeah, just because you get notes doesn't mean you have to take them either.
That's exactly right.
So,
I can only imagine you would also get to say that I created that, but I know you all wouldn't do that. That's fair. By the way, hi.
Hi.
All right, there we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, I would definitely do it, and it's absolutely a fair price shipping. Oh yeah, and I.
Yeah.
By the way, no shame here
No.
at all. I realize. Look, it's pricey, man. It's really pricey. That's like 6 Nightwing action figures. wait, no, with the tax, that's like 4. It's like 4 Nightwing action figures. It's a lot. But like I said, I'm a big believer in.
Well, we don't take page rates from this, so.
Yeah, get paid what you deserve, and that's what if I was writing comic books like as many comic books at DC and Marvel as our lovely person that showed up in the chat earlier, the great writer Jeffrey Thorne, that price would be way higher. So there you go. Let me see here. Let's see here. Jay Pereira has a great question. What's your recommended maximum fulfillment timeline after a successful Kickstarter? Okay, so
asterisks.
Yes.
If you're working with a publisher, you don't get a say on that. They tell you when your book is being published, and they don't care about your Kickstarter campaign, and they don't care about your audience. I think ideally in a pink and perfect world, we would like it to be a year or less.
Yes.
But that
sometimes that's not possible.
Not always within your control.
And sometimes when things like COVID hit, that becomes really like a big worry that I have right now. And I've buffered in time for it. Is you'll hear every comic book creator right now working. There's a paper shortage out there.
There is.
And what are comic books made of? Paper. So I have buffered in time for Super Best Friend 2. For paper shortage, but like if there is a mad shortage of lumberjacks in May, I'm boned. But I also can't control that. But I also, like we say with Kickstarter, one of the biggest things with Kickstarter is with your fulfillment timeline is if you're gonna be late, tell your backers.
Also add 6 months. However long you think it's gonna take you to fulfill, add 6 months.
I always say add at least 3 months. No matter no matter how fast you think you do, add 3 months.
Transparency will get you a long way, though. Every time we've had delays, we've been super transparent with our backers. No one has ever asked us for a refund. People will complain. People will reach out, but ultimately, people come to Kickstarter because they believe in you as much as they believe in your project. So
that's true.
If that happens, just be transparent about it.
This will be a fun one. We can do anything. Sailor Gain says 5 comic book hot takes. 1. Batman is a psychopath, and we shouldn't idolize him.
The Punisher should go away forever.
All right, there's 2. All right. 3. Ben Reilly is way cooler than Peter Parker.
The Jean and Scott's romance only got interested when they opened it up to Logan.
Ooh. And then Deadpool ain't funny. All right.
Oh yeah.
And I like his
and
movies.
And if you disagree with us on any of those takes, that's
hey,
fine.
Hot take.
Free.
Hot take. All right. David Skelton says, will we ever get to see an XO movie, or do you think the Valiant universe is dead?
Did you see Liam's sick art?
I did.
For XO?
I did. I love the Venditti run so much. He's talking about the Robert Venditti run. That run is great.
Yeah.
I think we will. Oh, the Valiant universe is not dead. They keep publishing comic books. So, but
I think David might mean cinematically after Blood.
oh, that terrible movie. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That movie.
Bloodsport?
That movie was rough.
Jason's favorite movie of 2020.
No. That's so painful. I think we will. I just don't know. Development is a hell of a thing.
It is, and we don't always get to know the reason why.
Yeah. Cody Bond had a great question here. He said, any tips for finding older trades or omnibuses, or just pray they reprint them? Was looking at the Gail Simone Wonder Woman omnibus, but it's like $600 a day. Here's your only options, my friend. Your only option is to put up a watch thing on eBay or a site like that and hope you get lucky. Or, which might be a better idea, buy the single issues either at conventions or on eBay and then bind them together and make your own omnibus. Yeah. That is something... I was doing that on Kyle Rayner's run. I might still have to do that.
I was doing it on Robin.
Yeah, because I was like, they'll never reprint this. And so that's my tip for you.
I would also recommend checking out mycomicshop.com. That is a little more specific a market than eBay.
Mm-hmm. Arthur, thank you so much for the super sticker, my friend.
King of Albion.
Very kind. Throwing in some...
I'm reading an Arthurian book right now, surprising
throwing
absolutely
in some
no
Once
one.
and Future
That
King.
belongs to Victoria Male.
I love it.
Watching this
I
chat.
love it. Thank you so much. I love this. Lumberjack shortage 2022 problems.
That's like very hashtag Canada problems.
This is a good question. GDF1 said, would you guys ever do a geek history lesson on Archie? We've talked about this.
We've pitched it a number of times.
We've talked about this.
At this point, probably when Riverdale ends.
Sure.
We did Sabrina.
We did do
She's
Sabrina.
an Archie character. Archie comics is going to be a long one, though. Even if we just did like Archie Andrew, it's going to be a long and sordid history.
Yes.
I think we have another super chat.
We do. I'm just going to go. I agree with all of them except the Batman one. Dude just needs a hug.
Dude just needs trauma counseling.
Yep. Yeah.
It's true, though.
King's Portal. King Sport Cal. You've been rocking with the super chat. You've been rocking with some great questions, too, by the way. Ash.
Yes.
Best Robin story. Mine is Cry of the Huntress, which I think is Robin 2. Robin 3?
I thought Robin 2 was Joker's Wild and Robin 3 was Cry of Huntress.
You would know better than me, so I'm going to trust you. Also, do you want to see Robin introduced in Matt Reeves' The Batman? I think the Huntress would be great. Do you want to go see... Okay, we watched The Batman next weekend.
Yeah.
You want Robin in it? Or Dick Grayson? What if Dick Grayson made a cameo appearance?
If he's an actual child. Because they said that Batman's supposed to be 31, which I LOL'd at.
Because Robert Pattinson's like 36?
Yeah, he's much closer to 40.
Uh-huh.
But I did just watch Euphoria where like 24-year-olds were playing, 13-year-olds. What do I know?
What if it's a 12-year-old kid?
If it's an actual child, yes, I would be interested. I'd be interested in it. I'm not like sold on the idea, but I would be open to it.
Can I go down this rabbit hole a little bit more?
Yes.
You've seen pictures. You've seen Superman and Lois, a bit of Superman and Lois. You haven't seen all of it. You haven't seen all of it like I have. But you've seen a couple episodes.
Yes.
What if he was the age of the actors that play the Super Sons?
12 or 14?
Well, no, I actually think they're both in their 20s, but
what are
they're supposed to be playing 15-year-olds.
Yeah, no, I would want him to be 14 or younger.
14 or younger.
If it's a 31-year-old Batman,
yeah,
because Dick Grayson becomes Robin when he's 10, I believe, depending on the timeline.
Yeah.
But my favorite Robin story is To Kill a Bird, which is Bill Willingham's story. It's the first Robin trade I ever bought. I really, really like it. I actually am interested to see if they do introduce Dick Grayson in the Batgirl movie, which is sort of swirling in the rumor ether right now. How that's supposed to connect to Batman, because they seem to be adults. But yeah, I'm always down to see Robin in live action and to have them do Injustice. I think Titans is actually really succeeding at doing a good job at Nightwing.
Kiefer Folsom said, side note, after listening to your Expanse episode on Geek History Lesson, our podcast,
we did say we were
I borrowed the book from my roommate and started reading Leviathan Wakes. Love it so far. Thank you so much, Kiefer. That's one of the episodes I'm the most proudest of, because I was very much like, this needs to be an episode where I just give you the table setting for the Expanse and say, you should read these books because they're amazing. And David Skelton says, I'm now on book 6 of the Expanse, and so good. I will tell you, over our holiday break, I finished the last book of the Expanse on the plane to Canada. and it was a joyous read. I did not put.
I was gonna say I think you finished it before we even got there.
I started it on the plane and I finished it on the plane. I basically read the book almost in one sitting.
Yeah.
Almost in one sitting. That's how good the final book was. Really good. Really good.
We're like 2 episodes from the end.
Robin and the Batman is going to be a problem for the Gotham Knights showing, knowing DC's refusal to use 2 characters once, if they're connected at all.
I mean, if Gotham Knights is even happening.
That's true.
That video game, though, looks sick.
It does look sick. Some of the action figures have come out for it. Have you seen the Robin action figure for
No.
it? Everybody, if I get 1 yes in the comments right now, we will do a live reaction. I will bring this action figure up. I will make Ashley Robinson close her eyes.
Just take my glasses off.
I will bring... Oh, yeah, we couldn't take your glasses off.
They're so fuzzy.
We will put it up on screen and have her do a live reaction to the McFarlane Gotham Knights Batman action figure. It looks pretty rad.
Wait like 30 seconds.
I know.
Delay.
Okay, wait, here we go. We got a yes. We got a yes. We got 2 yeses from you. You can't vote twice, Psycho Red. You can't vote twice. We got a yes. We got a yes. We got a yes. We got a They Have Titans action figures. That's not a yes. Do the Nightwing one too. We got a yes. We got a hashtag Gotham Knight Batman yes. Well played, Adam Grunther. Yes and a yes. All right, so here we go. Ashley, tell the audience while I have to Google a little bit.
Yeah.
As we're vamping here, tell the audience, because you're not a video game person.
No,
I
have no fine
I
motor
showed you
skills.
the Gotham Knights trailer.
Yeah, it looks great.
And I was like, what? And I was like, we have to team up on this and play it. So as Batgirl and Robin, or Batgirl and Nightwing,
Why can't I be Robin? Don't be so heteronormative.
As Robin, and I'll be Daredevil in the love lovemaking level.
Oh, is this The Sims? Are we gonna make, what is it called when they had sex in The Sims? Woohoo?
No.
Someone will know.
It's called pixel bumping. Anyways, what made you... What convinced you on this as I find this picture?
One, the trailer was amazing. The first trailer I saw of Gotham Knights looked so great. Like, if that was a TV show on HBO Max, like a la Arcane is on Netflix, I would be so down to watch it. Everyone looks really great.
Take off your glasses, Ashley.
They look...
We're going to do this live on the air.
The same, but different. And because it's a fighting game... It's what? Oh, it's woohooing. Yeah. Because it's a fighting game, I know there's a certain amount of button mashing I can do wherein I will just get by. Like, I tweeted yesterday about Roy and Marth from Super Smash Bros. And people were like, I didn't think you were that much of a gamer. But on Smash Bros, if you just hit enough buttons, you do pretty okay. And Roy and Marth were hot, so loved them. I also love the little parts of the trailer that they've gift out where it's the character jumps and then their like neon symbol shows up in the background. Like, I'll never get sick of that.
All right, Ashley, close your eyes.
Okay.
Here we go. Here's the grand reveal, everybody. Here is the Robin action figure. I'm gonna make it full screen right there. Here we go. We're gonna see Ashley's reaction to the McFarlane Toys action figure from Gotham Knights. It's actually, I'm gonna build this up for you a little bit. It's really cool because they've made the Robin costume like a jacket, like it's like a hoodie he's wearing. Okay, all right, Ashley.
Yeah.
Open your eyes.
Where's his neck? He has no neck. I mean, the costume is cool, but like, Todd, my countryman, where is his neck?
I don't know why it's zoomed in. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go out. There's other pictures of this. Hold on. Why is it zoom in? Hold on. I know there are other pictures of this. Oh, it only uploads. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go through it this way. Here we go.
It's fine.
All right. So there's that one.
Okay, that one looks much better.
There's that one. I think it's a pretty cool costume.
It is cool. No, I like the costume.
It's a neat way to give him a cape without giving him a cape.
Yeah.
And this is Tim Drake. They've revealed.
Yes,
they confirmed this is Tim Drake.
Which is why it's acceptable.
I mean, they look pretty good. I really want the Nightwing action figures.
So is it John Kent wore it better?
John Kent did wear
it.
I know there's a Nightwing one for this one too. So here, hold on a second. I'll bring up. I bet there's a way. Watch Jason Google.
Can I take my glasses off, or should I keep them on?
No, leave them on. Who cares? Apparently it was a Spawn or something like that. How do I get to the other Nightwings? Oh, anyways, it's not interesting, everybody. I'll find it.
It's like a Geek History Lesson Extra where we just Google
this is
stuff.
This is just like, look, this is like, I want to be like, listen, Todd, you need to like curate your site a little bit better here, buddy. It takes me forever to find the next toy. Something's wrong.
In the same line, yeah.
DC Multiverse.
Batgirl and Red Hood too. It's Tim Drake. Adam Grunther says it's Tim Drake. Phew, had me worried it was Damian. I mean, the costume inspo is definitely.
I bet you Damian is definitely in that game, but
I hope not. Ding. My favorite Titans thing right now, the Cami Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo DC Inc. Titans books. Their Robin is Damian, which is a real bummer. Personally.
There's everybody. Okay, hold on.
Ooh, the Batgirl looks great.
It won't really kick on.
I don't know why they
Todd,
won't put her in a
make your
cowl,
site better.
though. I wish they put her in a cowl.
Okay, so here's here's the Batgirl figure from that game. It's a nice. I like this costume. It's kind of a nice little update.
This picture, she looks like she's gonna fall over.
She's doing some two-stepping right there. I don't know why.
Very
But
Sean Gordon Murphy inspired.
But she has a cape. She has a jacket too. If you look, they made it to
it's
where like
very
it's jacket.
Batgirl of Burnside. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's really cool. And then there is a Nightwing I found, but it's basically what you expect for Nightwing. But
Great.
oh, I gotta go through this again, Todd. Your site's killing me here, man. Why do I gotta start over again? Scrolling through. Killing me here. You're killing me on my live stream, Todd.
He doesn't care.
Close personal friend, Todd McFarlane.
Close person.
No. I've never met Todd. I've never met Todd.
I've
McFarlane.
seen him from afar, but of the Image creators,
Here's the Nightwing.
is Todd the only one I haven't met? Maybe.
It's just again, it's a jacket, so you can see the jacket.
Yeah.
Here.
It's cool to see him pose like that, where he was jumping. That was neat.
No, it's cool.
And also, because it's a McFarlane, it's going to be slightly bigger than all the rest of your action figures.
Yeah, it's going to be 7 inches tall.
There you go.
So, actually, I was on his actual store website, which is kind of clunky.
But if you buy things off it doesn't matter because we reward people with money.
No, it says it makes you pre-order at other places.
Oh, wild.
I might pre-order this right now.
Okay.
Anyways, it's only $19.99, everybody.
That's
Anyways,
a very fair price.
so really quickly, Ashley, I think, guys, do we have any other questions here, real quick? Jonathan, all right. So I think we're gonna call it here, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Real quick, you want to make sure you sign up for. Actually, give them the pitch. March 1st. This is coming to their screens. Why should they, besides getting the awesome print of backing Super Best Friend and Aurora and the Eagle, why should they check out your awesome 48-page fun Canadian superhero?
Well, March is my birthday, so go buy me a birthday present and support my Kickstarter campaign. But Aurora and the Eagle explores the intersection of identity and superheroes, which was something that I worked on for a really long time. This is the full first of 3 of Aurora's stories. You get a chance to see her finally coming into her own. She has to step up and save the Eagle, and we're gonna get to see the conspiracy that led to the death of her predecessor and her coming to the United States in the first place. So I'm really proud of this. It's my most personal comic to date, and I would love to share it with you.
Nice. And guys, don't forget, Super Best Friend is going to be on Kickstarter for 7 more days. There are only 7 more days to support Super Best Friend. And I'll tell you what, the only place you can ever get this Dan Jurgens cover of my characters is on the Kickstarter. So go check it out, superbestfriendcomic.com. And as we said earlier, if you've enjoyed anything on this video, if you've enjoyed our questions, we had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you guys had a lot of fun tonight. We looked through McFarlane action figures. But if you support both campaigns, you get this super, super awesome print that I have to bring up as I'm trying to present and do all the technical details, which becomes very difficult, of Erik Burnham right here of Aurora and Captain Terrific, everybody. And the only way you guys are going to get that, by supporting both campaigns. And that's our special thank you to you for this live stream and for supporting our books all these years.
King Sport Cal, my birthday's March 26th. Hello, Aries King.
Yeah. Right now and later, this was great. Thank you. And thank you for watching.
You.
I would have been the best Batman. And thank
I think
you.
he means Jason
Nope,
Todd.
I think he means me. Good night, California. I'm just going to leave that up. I would have been the best Batman. I think we all know this, everybody. Thank you all for watching. By the way, I think we will be doing some more live streams next week. Keep it in your head. Keep it subscribed to this channel in case. I will definitely be doing a Kickstarter for the final night of my Kickstarter.
A live stream for the final night of your Kickstarter.
No, I'm going to launch.
Not a Kickstarter.
Going to launch another Kickstarter on top of my other Kickstarter.
I mean, some
to
some
fund
people do.
the first Kickstarter. So, I think so. So there you go. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, I would have been the best Batman. You can follow me on Twitter @Jawan and on Instagram, and you can follow Ashley.
Ashley V. Robinson. Send me cute pictures of Tim Drake.
That's right. We hope you were helpful. We hope you had some fun. We'll see you sometime next week. And have a wonderful good night, everybody.
Be safe. Make good choices.
Bye.